Hello, everybody, and welcome. Tonight, we're going to be talking about eating your way to beautiful skin. Skin is such a massive, massive topic. And I actually tried to do this webinar with you guys a couple of weeks ago out of town, had some very serious connectivity issues. So here we are again, fingers crossed that we can make it through the entire thing without interruption. And so I know for some of you, this is long awaited. So I apologize that we didn't make it before. Super grateful that we get to be here together tonight though. So a couple things I want to share with you. So, and actually I have a couple questions for you and I'm going to let you know if you're in the right place. So first of all, a lot of people always want to have the clear skin, right? They want to have clear skin. They want to have vibrant skin. They want to look as young as possible. They want to look vibrant. They don't want those crow feet and the laugh lines. And they just want to have this beautiful, beautiful skin all the time. And unfortunately, it's not always the reality for most of us, right? The majority of us probably struggle in some way with some sort of skin issue or condition or flaw that you may assume that you have, okay? Now, the answer to having clear, healthy, vibrant, youthful, radiant skin lays in two important factors. So number one is what you're putting directly into your body, okay? And the other one is actually how you're looking after your skin. So even though there are environmental factors that influence this, we're going to be diving into mostly what you're putting into your body and some of the way that you're treating your body exteriorly. Okay, so you're in the right place if, okay, you're tired of feeling like you're trapped in your teenage skin. So that was me. So I was in my 20s thinking, well, in my teens thinking, oh, when I hit my teens, it'll go away because that's what my doctors tell me. And in my 20s thinking, okay, well, you know, I'm coming off of birth control. I'm starting a family. I'm pregnant. I'm breastfeeding. I'm postpartum. Keep thinking, okay, you know, things will get better in my 30s. And they just didn't, right? So if you're tired of feeling like you're still in your teenage skin, you're in the right spot. If you're a parent and your child or your teenager is struggling with breakouts and it's starting to affect their self-esteem, this information is going to be really helpful. And I'm going to keep this child friendly and family appropriate. So if you'd like to share this information with your family, by all means, you're welcome to share the recording with them or invite them to sit with you right now and have a listen. You're also in the right place if you can't or you won't go anywhere without putting on makeup before you leave the house, okay? And if you're tired of spending tons and tons and tons of money on skin goop and masks and collagen and everything that promises you the world to look younger and clear up your skin, but it's really only changing your bank account. That was me for the longest time. I used to spend tons of money on beauty products, everything over the counter, whatever I could find, and even prescription stuff, okay? And it just didn't make a difference. So a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. If you can all just please make sure that you're muted throughout the presentation so that we don't get any feedback, that would be great. And if you have any questions, go ahead and pop them in the chat. And if you're watching us live here on Facebook or on the replay, go ahead and pop your questions down in the comments and we'll get back to you when everything is over this evening. My name is Jenn J. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a women's hormone health and family plant-based nutritionist. I have a holistic lifestyle approach in my practice and in my programs because I know that our health starts with simple micro commitments, simple habits. And when we start implementing one, it can cause this incredible ripple effect into so many other habits. And that combination can produce incredible results, okay? So I also have a bachelor's degree in psychology. I went to school many, many years ago for that. I'm a published author of one book and currently working on my second. I'm a mama of one 5-year-old girl and I suffered from acne for over 15 years. And truthfully, I still do. I suffer from hormonal acne. It comes in during my flare-ups. I get breakouts when I'm not following my own skin routine, when I'm not putting the right foods into my body, which we're going to dive into in a little bit, okay? Now, eating a balanced diet is an essential prescription for healthy, beautiful, dewy, radiant, young-looking skin. And the good news is that what you're feeding your body will not only show on your skin, but it does your body and your health a favor as well. Not a big surprise, right? I think we all kind of know that. But what a lot of us don't know is that every 30 days, our skin actually replaces itself. Now, it replaces itself from the inside out. Okay. So our body makes these cells from the food that we eat. So what we are eating literally becomes us. So you have a choice in what you're made of. That's simple. Okay. So eat wisely. Okay, sorry, I just heard some background noise, so I was muting everybody. So my first suggestion to you is don't look older than you actually are, right? None of us, we all kind of really want to have that youthful look. And I can say that I've been thankfully blessed with that in my genetics, but a lot of people can't say the same, right? And so if you're feeling like you're looking older, your skin doesn't look as good, you've got a lot of wrinkles from the sun, maybe it's starting to thicken, and that could be from things like smoking and drinking too much alcohol. Or if you're finding that it's starting to discolor or it's drooping in certain areas, losing elasticity, there's no doubt, and I'm sure most of us can attest to this, that these are the factors that a huge beauty problem is what makes this multi-million-dollar industry, right? How much do you spend on beauty products? Go ahead and leave me a number in the chat box, in the comments. Let me know, what do you spend on your skincare products? Each purchase, every week, every month, every year, however it is you buy them. What are you spending? Because it's probably quite a bit. Now, the condition of our skin can either age us by 20 years or can actually make us look younger by 20 years. I was recently, actually, the night that I tried to do this presentation a couple weeks ago, in another town, I was asked by a couple of people if I was still in high school. Now, it's kind of funny because I am actually 20 years older than high school age, so or close to. So you literally can change, how quickly or how rapidly you age or appear to age. Okay, so the skin is literally the canvas on which our life is presented. So when somebody's got really beautiful skin, it invites us to a deeper understanding as to what's going on inside their body. And what that also means on the flip side is that if you are experiencing some skin conditions, maybe you've got acne, maybe it's rosacea or eczema, or you're getting wrinkles and fine lines, or your skin is thinning out. This is an indication to you. These are what we call symptoms. This is your body telling you something's going on, right? You've got something going on from the inside that is now expressing itself on the outside. This is your warning cue to pay attention. So genetics can play a really big role in our skin as well, right? I'm a good example of that in terms of how young I look. And it's actually genetics that will determine when our skin does start to age and or the breakouts and the inflammation that we get on it. So sometimes, a lot of us feel trapped in our body, right? Like we're trying to do all the right things and we don't seem to be getting ahead. And so some of that has to do with our genetics. Now, the really cool thing is that studies are actually now showing that we can turn on and off our genetics, our genetic coding, based on what we eat every single day. That is a mind-blowing concept, right? So that means you could be predisposed to certain types of genetic disorders, illnesses, diseases, behaviors, right? Thought processes, mental illnesses, and yet you can actually turn off that gene from activating and from presenting itself by the types of food that you eat. Wow, right? Science is so incredible these days. But environmental damage and lifestyle choices are another really, really big component into how our skin looks. And it actually helps accelerate the process. So the genetic coding is kind of there in the background, working, doing its own thing. And what we choose to do and the environmental exposures that we have will either accelerate that process or help delay it, okay? So along this way, we have the opportunity to actually pamper ourselves, feed our skin, nourish it, so that we can keep people guessing about our true age and actually have the confidence to wear our skin proudly, which is something that I struggled honestly with for so long. I was that person that wouldn't leave the house without putting on makeup. Now I'm kind of getting better about being less self-conscious about it, being a little bit more confident, because I know, where my inflammation is coming from, where my breakouts are coming from. I understand that some of it is out of my control, but that the majority of it is usually my warning sign of saying, okay, you didn't follow your protocol for keeping your hormones in balance. And so this is the result, right? So I want to share with you a quick story about Claire. So Claire was 20 years old, okay? She was struggling with really bad skin and acne growing up her entire teenage life. And she says that the looks and the mumbles that she used to receive really brought her self-esteem down. And it got to the point where she didn't even want to go out. And I can remember days where I had, those types of experiences. I was dealing with cystic acne in my teen years, and it was so painful and so swollen and so inflamed and so embarrassing, right? And it didn't matter how much makeup I put on, you could still see it. You could still tell there was so much scarring. It was awful. Now Claire was struggling with something similar, right? So she says, a friend introduced me to your way of eating a few months ago. My pimples started clearing within weeks, and now my face is as clear as ever. I now have confidence with the world and even with the boys. So thanks so much. So Claire's just one example of how changing a couple of things in your diet and your lifestyle can make huge changes and results in your skin, okay? But first, let's have a look at how skin damage actually occurs. So skin damage is a result of oxidation. Now, I'm not going to go deep into that, but this is basically a chemical process in the body where we have unstable molecules called free radicals, okay? And they cause this inflammation and death of our cells, okay? When we have the death of our cells, we actually have our skin cells stop producing really healthy cells, okay? Now, oftentimes, certain stressors in our lives can actually cause oxidation. So things like processed foods, high levels of stress, alcohol, smoking, high exposure to sun or UV rays, okay? These can all cause oxidation in the body. Even things like exercise actually causes oxidation, believe it or not, okay? So oxidation is a natural process of our body, but what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are providing our body with something that's going to counteract this oxidation process. And these would be called antioxidants. I think a lot of us are starting to hear that word float around nowadays. It's becoming quite common. And so oxidative stress in general is actually linked to very poor health. It can be found in high levels in, stomach issues, skin issues, general health, mental illness, hormone imbalances, okay? Like any kind of negative part about your health that you can think of is oftentimes linked to oxidative stress. So our best defense against that is an antioxidant. Now, an antioxidant is basically a protective barrier that we consume that protects our cells from this oxidation process. So in some of my prior webinars, I've talked about the amount of chemicals and basically chemicals that our body is exposed to every single day, particularly as women, because we invest in all of these beauty products and all of these hygiene products and, things like nonstick cookware, all of that sort of thing, okay? These chemicals actually hit our DNA and cause mutation. Now we can prevent or slow that process by consuming more antioxidants. Now, some of the reasons your skin might be looking dull or breaking out. So that's how skin damage is happening. Okay. Now these are reasons why it wouldn't look its best either. Okay. Dehydration. Focusing on consuming enough water every single day is so crucial. When our body is not well hydrated, we don't have good blood circulation. And that means that all those nutrients you might be consuming are not being delivered to your skin. So your skin is not regenerating as quickly and as cleanly as it could be. Okay? Not getting enough sleep. Sleep is a regeneration process. Think about when your laptop is dead or your phone and you plug it into charge. If you're sitting there using it while it's charging, it's not regenerating its battery very quickly. If you left it there for an hour and came back, it would probably be nearly full, right? The same thing is with our sleep and our bodies. When we focus on getting good quality, uninterrupted sleep, our body regenerates itself in that same way. And of course, this creates a ripple effect in all kinds of like all areas of our life, right? More energy, less food cravings, more chances you're going to work out, right? Better mood stability. So it's not just in an impactful way to improve your skin. The environment affects our skin as well, right? So we're exposed to tens of thousands of toxins every single day. Those are going to play a factor in your skin. Some of them are uncontrollable. You can't control where they come from. Yes, you can choose cleaner hygiene products, what you're putting on your skin. You can be intentional about that. But what we're breathing in the air, we can't control that. What we're drinking in our water, we have some limitation, but we can't entirely control it, right? What chemicals our walls are painted with, we can't entirely control all of that. So we're going to be exposed to toxins regardless. But knowing that, there's a couple ways we can work around it, right? Exfoliating your skin is really crucial to help remove the dead skin cells that are coming in or coming off, basically, for those new ones to come in, okay? Not moisturizing regularly is a really, really big common one as well. Ensuring you're getting lots of moisture on your skin so it doesn't dry out, tighten up, run into issues, okay? Oftentimes, our body works on this like balance, right? It's always on a scale. If your skin gets really dry, it's going to overproduce oil. And so when you have this overproduction of oil, you're more likely to have breakouts, okay? When you have really oily skin, then your body's going to, or you're putting a lot of oily products on your skin, your body's not going to produce that oil. You're going to have more dry skin. You're going to have more tightness, more fine lines, that sort of thing, okay? Too much stress. Stress is a killer. Like, I cannot enforce this one enough, all right? Stress is such an underrated part of our lives, and yet plays such a huge, huge role in how we sleep, how we think, the choices that we make, how our hormones balance, ladies, how our skin regenerates, how our skin looks and feels, how we think, how we drink. It really does dictate so much of our lives. So finding little ways in our day to manage that stress, because we can't avoid it. Stress is a part of life. But finding ways to manage that stress in ways that work for you, whatever that looks like, in healthy manners, of course, can really help to reduce that. How many of you have been really stressed out about, say, a public speaking event that you had to do, or a big test you had in a couple of days, or maybe even your wedding, and found you started breaking out? Yep. When we're stressed, we have high levels of cortisol in our body, okay? Cortisol converts to testosterone. Testosterone, for women, when we have too much of it, we produce extra oil in our skin, which produces more breakouts, okay? So seriously, lower your stress levels. It will do you good in all areas of your life. Matte makeup is another one. Again, that comes back into that oil balance that our body makes. So matte makeup clogs your pores. It's intentionally making your skin look more dry and absorbing oils. So your body produces less of it. You're more likely to have drier skin. And with all of that makeup packed into your pores, you're more likely to have inflammation and bacteria that gets in there. And then the biggest one, which is like my favorite one, is inflammatory and trigger foods. This one's my favorite because this is something that you have an opportunity 3 to 6 times a day to change, right? We really only wash our face twice a day. We sleep once a day. We reduce our stress a couple times a day, but not much, right? We probably put on our makeup several times a day, but maybe at least just once or twice. And moisturizing maybe once or twice, right? But food is around us all the time. So you literally have 3 to 6 chances every time you're eating to make a choice into what your skin is going to be made of. So inflammatory foods would be things like, now go ahead and take a screenshot of this if you'd like, or grab pen and paper. You're welcome to take notes. Alcohol, sorry, caffeine, sorry, gluten, which you can find in things like white breads, many grains actually. Dairy, yeah, that's a big one, big one. And refined sugars. So those are your top 5 inflammatory and trigger foods. Now, for some people, they might actually have more than that. They may have more inflammatory or trigger foods. It's really body specific, but those are the top 5 that studies have shown to be the most influential in how our skin presents itself every day. So I want to talk to you about some natural ways that you can actually improve your skin. And these are things that you can start today. So not only can you be eating good food, and we're going to talk about what that good food looks like, but not only can you be eating good food, you can actually be applying it to your skin. If you looked it up online right now, I'm sure you would find probably dozens of recipes on skin masks, like DIY skin masks made from food, things like yogurt, eggs, oatmeal. Those are all fantastic options for your skin. Not only do they do gentle exfoliation, but oftentimes they all have different, they're capable of doing different things. Can't find my words there, I apologize. And so you'll get a different result for each of them. But so here's one that's a really, really common one for blackheads, blemishes, and enlarged pores. You can do it once a week. So taking the yolk out of a raw egg, beat your egg white until it's stiff, mix in 1 teaspoon of honey, soothe it over your face, leave it on for 15 minutes, and then wash it off. Okay. Now, if you are like me and you're eating a plant-based diet, and maybe that's for ethical reasons, you don't have eggs in the house, you choose not to use eggs, whatever the case may be, there's a vegan version of this. Okay. So 1.5 tablespoons of chia seeds mixed with 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You're going to want to let it sit for about 10 minutes, maybe 15, to let those chia seeds gelatinize so that they'll become the same consistency as a raw egg. Go ahead and spread it on, follow the rest of instructions. Now, I recommend doing this when nobody's really around, because you're probably going to feel and look pretty silly with all these chunks of food all over your face. But honestly, when you rinse it all off, it just feels so good. Your skin will just feel so tight, so smooth, so radiant. Like, it will actually feel really nice. So I encourage you to give this one a try. I love it. I do this one once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, and it is a lot of fun. Now, of course, there's a couple of other things you can do to keep your skin looking really good. So these are some of the top nutrients that you want to be focusing on every single day. So number 1 is antioxidants, right? So those were those protective barriers for your skin cells that we talked about earlier. You can find these in pretty much every plant-based food on the planet. So that would include fruits and vegetables and dark leafy greens and whole grains and legumes and everything that falls under those categories. Even specialty foods, things like maca is another great one. Ashwagandha, mushrooms. There's just such a wide variety of plant-based foods in the plant kingdom. And they're all contain very high levels of antioxidants. So the more of these you're consuming every single day, the more antioxidants you have in your body to protect your cells from those external factors. Okay. Vitamin C, another big one. And of course, vitamin C is great for all kinds of our health. But vitamin C would be things in fruits and veggies. Okay? Vitamin E, which we can find in things like sunflower seeds and almonds. This is so crucial. And oftentimes, if you went to the store and you had a look for skin products, many of them say infused with vitamin E, made with vitamin E oil, made with almond oil, right? And this is because vitamin E is such a crucial vitamin for our skin. Beta carotenes, another one. This one we find in things like carrots and sweet potatoes. This one we can think of as our orange vitamins. So when you find it in your orange and even some reds, high levels in there. So focusing on some of those in your diet as well. Phytochemicals. Now, if you've never heard this word, it's just a really, really complicated word for tons and tons and tons of micronutrients inside of plant-based food. Okay. Omega-3 fatty acids. These are so crucial for lowering inflammation in the body and producing really dewy skin. So if you're not consuming omega-3 fatty acids on a regular basis, I highly encourage that you do. You can get it in walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds. They're like my top 3 favorite plant-based sources, and then things like salmon as well. And then minerals. Now, if you're eating lots of fruits and vegetables and eating a wide variety of more plant-based foods, you're going to get your mineral base. So that one's covered, okay? Now, earlier I mentioned those phytochemicals, okay? I want to dive into this a little bit because I said that it's a really fancy word for tons of micronutrients, and that's literally what these are, okay? So oftentimes we think, oh, okay, well, if I need all of these nutrients and vitamins and minerals, I should just take a multivitamin. And I want to encourage you to not do that. Okay. A multivitamin, there is no regulation into how much actual vitamin goes into those. And unfortunately, our body actually filters out a lot of them because they're in such high concentration. And the reason they're in high concentration is because our body doesn't absorb a synthetic chemical, right? It's not supposed to. Imagine if we absorbed and used synthetic chemicals in our body, how scary would that be? Instead, our body uses nutrients, vitamins and minerals and phyto micronutrients from real food. So when you take a look at this apple, on the side of it is this list of all the phytonutrients, not even all, a portion of the phytonutrients that you can find in that apple that you would never find in a multivitamin. So whenever possible, I encourage you, get your nutrients from a whole food source, literally eating the whole food. Okay? Now, here's a quick smoothie for you guys for beautiful skin, because I know that most of us here are smoothie drinkers. And if you're not already drinking smoothies, I highly encourage you to do so. There's such an easy, convenient way for you to load yourself up with fruits and vegetables. So go ahead and take a screenshot of this here. I'll leave it up here for about 10 seconds. And in the meantime, I will quickly check the chat. I used to buy probably up to $100 a month worth of beauty products, skincare products, but I've never really been one to take care of my skin. I need to think about what that water does. And I love the vegan version of the face mask. Cool. So I was also never really one to take care of my skin, because I honestly felt so discouraged by never actually getting results. And that was because I wasn't working from the inside out. I thought that skin conditions were just on the outside. I didn't realize that they developed inside and came out. All right, so here are your top foods for healthy skin, because I know everybody wants to know this, right? So sweet potatoes, right? I mentioned that earlier when we were talking about beta carotene. Walnuts, again, there are those omega-3 fatty acids. Okay? Cucumbers are loaded with vitamin C and high water content. So if you struggle to drink enough water every day, eat some cucumbers. They're like 80% water. Seriously. Chia seeds are another really great one. Again, really high in omega-3 fatty acids. Raw sauerkraut. The reason raw sauerkraut works is because it is loaded with probiotics. Probiotics help our digestive system, and our digestive system actually can influence the way our skin looks. So I don't know about you, but I know that when I eat really sugary foods or foods high in gluten, I will literally break out within about 24 hours and many times within 12. That's how quick it is. And that's because what's going into my gut is causing irritation and inflammation in my body, all right? So raw sauerkraut can help with that because you are feeding healthier bacteria. Pumpkin seeds, really high in zinc and vitamin E. Cacao, who doesn't love chocolate? Yep, that would be me. Papayas are loaded. They're such an underrated fruit, okay? But loaded with phytonutrients. Such an incredible fruit to add to your diet if you're not already eating it. And then avocado is really high in vitamin E, lots of healthy fats in there for a good dewy skin look. Now, it is true that you look what you eat, right? So if you feel like you've lost your glow, or you're just showing too many breakouts, too many spots, it really might be time for you to break some of the habits and prepare to shine again, like actually feel good in your skin. So just remember that what you're putting into your body, you're going to get out of it. So it's time to ditch the foods that deplete your mineral stores, like the sugars, the alcohol, the processed food, the trans fat, the caffeines, okay? The gluten and the dairy. I'm sorry, I know some of you don't want to hear that, but unfortunately, if you really do want the clearest and healthiest looking skin, these are some of the things you have to consider in your own lifestyle, okay? So Hippocrates was the father of medicine, and he was literally spot on when he said that our food should be our medicine and our medicine should be our food. So with that in mind, I'd like to invite you to have a look at joining our Shred membership. Now, the Shred is very simple, okay? It looks at 10 simple, basic guidelines of healthy living that actually help support healthy skin. They help support anti-inflammatory processes in the body. It helps your body have more antioxidants to protect your skin from the inside out by reducing those inflammatory foods and increasing the habits that actually help our skin heal and look good from the inside out. So more plant-based foods, lots of water, lots of sleep, exercising so we can sweat out the toxins, okay? So this, I'd invite you to have a look if you're not already in our shred. Now, if you're in our shred, I'd love for you to pop into the chat the number one thing that you love about shredding with us. Now, oftentimes people say, oh, okay, this sounds like a diet. No, it's really not, right? And as a holistic nutritionist, I don't support dieting. I don't. It's not realistic. It's not sustainable. I support long-term healthy lifestyles, okay? Now, the reason why dieting and over-exercising is not your best option when it comes to trying to clear up your skin or any aspect of your health is that when we do that, our body sheds fat, but not toxins. And those toxins will actually make their way to your skin, and you'll actually have more breakouts as a result of it, or less quality looking skin. You'll start to look aged, you'll have more wrinkles, your skin will have less color, right? Now, when we actually cleanse our body, so that means having more fruits and vegetables and antioxidants and phytonutrients in our body, we're actually cleansing. Because what happens is our liver then has enough energy and fuel to take those toxins and get rid of them instead of recirculating them, okay? And what happens is we actually have those toxins leaving our body, so we feel better, right? We have clearer skin, we have more energy, we have better overall health, we have less fat, we have more muscle, and we don't have a rebound effect that's a self-protection mechanism from our body. So this starts with the Juice Plus products. If you're not in our shred yet, you haven't heard of Juice Plus is simply 30 fruits, veggies, berries, and grains, all packed into a little capsule, literally. So it's whole food concentrated nutrition. Doesn't get easier than that. It doesn't get simpler than that to flood your body with all those extra nutrients, phytonutrients, antioxidants, and vitamins and minerals that our body needs every single day for good health. And remember earlier I was talking about omegas? Oh my goodness. If you're not on the omega blend with the Juice Plus, you are missing out, okay? It is a vegan omega blend, so not just omega-3s, but 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So that supports healthy skin, healthy eyes, healthy brain function, and reduces and lowers inflammation in the body. I can personally say that since adding the 4 in my diet, my skin inflammation has come down, and my endometriosis inflammation, which was awful 4 years ago. I mean, like monthly trips to the hospital, and I have some friends on here who can attest to that. It doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't happen anymore. It's incredible. Now, don't just take my word for it. There is science behind this too, okay? So there were some studies conducted that actually showed that in only 12 weeks of eating the Juice Plus capsules, there was a 39% increase in skin microcirculation. What does this mean? It means your body is getting, and your skin is getting more nutrients to its surface, more phytochemicals to create healthy skin cells, more antioxidants to protect your skin. There was a 9% increase in skin hydration, which means your skin is going to look dewy, feel plump, and not be dry. Okay? A 6% increase in skin thickness. So as we start to age, our skin starts to feel tighter, thinner. There was a 6% increase in this thickness. That's huge, right? And a 16% increase in skin density. So meaning it actually does feel plump and firm, right? Can you imagine in just 12 weeks what all these fruits and vegetables can actually do for your body? This was just your skin, okay? So Nadine has a really cool story here. You can see by her pictures just an incredible transformation. So her skin has always been a very low maintenance. So when things started to spiral out of control, she was very quickly overwhelmed with all the products and supplements that she was trying and taking. And I've been there. It sucks. Devastated when I didn't see any improvements. Then I tried Juice Plus, not even considering what it would do for my skin, but just looking for all around health benefits. She says, although it's not perfect, it's so dramatically different than it was in just a short time. Wow, you guys, look at how beautiful she looks. Just so much glowing, so clear, so much like just plumpness, right? That is just so incredible to see. And she's not the only one. So Liz is a mom. Her daughter was 7 and had struggled with eczema since she was only 6 months old. That is so hard. So she took her daughter to the doctor for various creams, antibiotics, the standard way of treating eczema. The Juice Plus gummies that came with the family health study, which were free for Liz, okay, were the only thing that made a difference. She could add, so it was something she could add to her diet instead of subtracting. And after only a month, she noticed that her daughter's skin was healing and looking healthier. Wow, only a month. Wow. And she'd been struggling for 6.5 years. So I have her double up if she starts getting a flare up. And honestly, it's when she doesn't stay on track with her Juice Plus and her nutrition, because she's 14, so it's a daily struggle. I'm just grateful knowing so much good is going into my kids, even on the hard days. So that's Liz, a mom. And then we have Ellie, who's 22. I love working out, but I often get chafed between my thighs after intense sessions. I was already eating Juice Plus, and my friend that introduced me to Shred suggested sprinkling the contents of the berry blends on irritated skin to soothe it. I was skeptical at first, but gave it a go and it worked. And after only 2 days, all the redness and the pain disappeared. Now I always keep an extra couple of berry capsules on hand when I go to the gym. Thanks so much, Juice Plus. Ellie. Wow. So it's so incredible because not only are you doing super good stuff inside your body, but it's safe enough to use outside of your body as well. So if you're considering joining us for Shred, these are the types of support and things you get when you join us. You get a 50-page Shred Guide ebook, which is filled with success tips and education, even healthcare professional recommendations. This is a doctor recommended lifestyle. What? So cool, right? Shred approved recipes, snack ideas, smoothie ideas, daily encouragement, monthly challenges, accountability, lots of fun. And you get these amazing bonuses every single month. Free Juice Plus for a child with your order, monthly health and wellness support, monthly meal plans, and a fitness support and program. Wow, where can you find that, right? And Kimberly here is my last story of the night for you guys. She was shredding. You can see here on the left, she was 30 and her on the right is 40. She says, I am so grateful I decided to put my health first. The shift to healthy eating with the Shred 10 lifestyle, the addition of regular exercise, and my Juice Plus products has truly made a difference inside and out. I'm no longer on 17 prescription medications. I no longer have debilitating pain from endometriosis, and my skin has never been so clear and free of eczema. The natural energy I have is insane. No coffee needed here. Wow, so incredible, right? So I want to ask you, are you ready to eat your way to beautiful skin? Because if you are, I encourage you, reach out to the person who invited you here tonight, or go ahead and let us know in the comments, say, I'm ready to grab your order of Juice Plus and join our Shred. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to open the floor to questions.